Going on, y'all? It's your boy Nikki Pips, back at it again with another Sunday night market breakdown for you guys. Um, Another week is upon us. Um, we're going to be going through some news for this coming week. Also, just kind of giving you guys an update on the $200 account as well. And then we will do a brief breakdown on US30 and gold of where it could possibly go this week. Right. So, appreciate you guys popping on. Let me just do a quick audio check. I hope everybody had a wonderful and blessed weekend. I'm excited for a new week. We only got a few more weeks left in the year, so show some love in the chat if y'all are on. All right, so we're good on audio. Let me share my screen really quick. So we're gonna look at news first. So we're gonna look for this coming week. So we got it already filtered for just USD only. So Monday we don't have anything on here. Tuesday we have a ADP weekly employment change, which is tentative. Jolt's job openings at 7 a.m. So we definitely have to watch out for this because this tends to just spike the market out of nowhere in whatever direction. Wednesday we have employment cost index, so 5:30. We have federal fund rates, so FOMC at 11 a.m. So hopefully we'll be out of the market before then. And then Thursday we have unemployment claims at 5:30. But other than that, we do have some yellow folder news for USD, but I don't think that'll affect US30 too much. And then Friday, we just have some pre-market news. But other than that, that should be it. So we do have some heavy news Tuesday and Wednesday for sure. FOMC we have to be careful of. So 11:30 press conference. So like if you did want to trade FOMC, um, just my advice, I would definitely just trade the retracement, the pullback on whatever move it makes. Um, that would be probably your best bet because otherwise, I would risk super low. Be very conservative. Have a stop loss. All those good things. So that's pretty much it. So let's get into the charts. Or before we do that, quick update on the $200 account. So I will share with you guys. So right now, so I've been holding a trade, two trades rather, since Friday. So I'm currently $33 in drawdown on it. So I'm in this US30 buy. So if you guys see here, so I'm still up $600 on the account. So I'm hoping price will push up and it'll push us in profit. So I'm just holding this trade, but all in all, we're above $600 on the account. That was more than what we originally wanted. The original goal was just to get to 500 for the week. So we ended up doing that, I believe, on like Thursday. So we definitely surpassed our goal for the week. We've been just really very conservatively sizing, like 0.02 typically or 0.03, just compounding the account. So, um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's go to the charts here. So let's kind of see um, what US30 did this week. So we'll go on the daily here. So you can see here we had some nice bullish movement. So, or I'll go to the weekly actually. So of course you can see here this was last week. So this was Monday the 1st. So we did kind of pull back all the way down here. to 47,202. Then we ended up pushing up all the way to 40, sorry, 48,133, and then we pulled back, and then we closed roughly around the 47,953 area, like where it currently is. So with me personally, again, we want to look at market structure. So of course, I have my trend line here. So market structure has been nothing but um, doing higher highs and higher lows. So of course, that's going to give us a clear indication that price wants to continue to push up. So, and it's been continuing to do that. We have this nice bullish engulfing candle here that actually, including this one right here, we actually engulfed the 3 previous weeks. So that again gives me confirmation that we're going to try to retest the previous all-time high here. So which of course is at 48,420. So that's where I kind of say I feel like we're going to continue to keep pushing up. So there may be another small pullback here somewhere, but I think all in all, we're just going to continue to look for buys because that's just, you know, market structure and price action is showing us. So let's clear this out so we can kind of clear our chart and make everything fresh and new. So on the weekly here, we're going to add in our previous all-time high. So we put 48,420.5. So our previous all-time high, 48,420.5. Got that. And then, of course, we want to mark up the previous weekly high and low. So, of course, we can see right here. And then we'll mark that up in purple. All right. And then that was at 48, 118. I think I'm good with that. Let's see. So now it has to be a little bit higher. I like to do it to the wick here. But we'll do 130. 48, 130. So this is going to be our previous weekly high. So our previous weekly high, 48, 130. And then we have our previous weekly low, which that's going to be at 47,204. So let's do 205. All right. We got our previous weekly high, previous weekly low. And then, of course, we do want to mark up um, some demand zones as well. So it's a lot easier to do that more so on the daily because you see demand zones a little bit clearer. So we'll mark up this area right here. That's the supply zone. And then we have demand zone right here of our previous weekly low. And then we do have a low right here, our price tapped into before. So let's say like right here. We got 46,836. So I'm just gonna just number this like that. And then of course we have another one right here. All right. That looks good. So we'll just mark that up. So keep our charts super clean. So of course we can see we've made a higher high, a higher low, higher high. I would say a lower high, a higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're looking to continue to keep pushing up. So if we look on the hour here, see right now we're just kind of in a consolidation right now. So we have to wait for a breakout here. So price is going to either push to the downside and possibly come down and retest this low right here, or we're going to continue to keep pushing up. So that's a possibility right here. But I think we're going to continue to keep pushing up. So just because market structure, even on the 1 hour, you can see price came up, came down, consolidated a little bit. So and then we came up, came down, came up a little bit, came down, came up, and then pulled back down a little bit. I think we can only continue to keep pushing up. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for buys, potential buys, going forward this week. So, but with the news and everything, especially with what is it, FOMC, depending on what can happen, it could literally push price all the way up on US30, or it could literally tank it, and it could actually just completely take out the previous weekly low, and who knows? Yeah, it could come all the way down to here, the previous weekly low, or even lower to this area right here. So that could be a possibility as well, because there's a lot of liquidity down here as well. So price could dump, but we'll see. Because overall, price has been super bullish on US30, like for quite a while, ever since October 23rd of 2023. So we've incrementally been pushing up. So it gives me a good indication, just market data, that we're going to continue to keep pushing up. So that's it for US30. Let's take a look at gold. Gold had a huge push down on Friday. Push down crazy. Let's look on the daily. So let's see. Yeah, so Monday was the first. Yeah, so right here. So this was pretty much the whole week right here. So we had a nice push up, and then we pulled all the way down here, and then we ended up closing right down here at 42.33. Then we had a huge push to the downside, came back up, and we ended up closing here at 42.05. And then just a lot of indecision right here. Price just didn't know what it wanted to do. It did try to attempt to have buyers in the market to keep pushing price up, but it just failed to break above um, Monday's high. So we ended up closing right here at 42.09, and then all two on or this was Monday. Yeah, so Friday we ended up pushing up actually, and then we just completely dumped at that point. So we just had a huge sell off. So more than likely, price is going to probably retrace back up and probably retest this zone right here. So I could definitely again look for buys, potential buys on gold as well. So because if we look at market structure, obviously gold has been just on a tear, like just bullish as all can be. So my boy, gold collectors on. What up, bro? So all right. So let's clear this out. So nice clean charts. Only want clean charts. No no indicators. No none of that. So we're gonna mark up obviously our all time high, previous all time high, which we can see was at 43.77. So I'll do 660. All right, previous all time high, and then of course we want to mark up the weekly high and low. So didn't really do much. Oops. Make sure we get it to the wick. All right. So we got 42.64, 795. So previous weekly high, and then we got previous weekly low. Gotta make that purple. All right. So we got 41.63, 825. Previous weekly low, 41.63, 825. All right. So we got that, and then of course we want to look for just some demand zones. So of course we can look for some supply zones, obviously on the lower time frame here. What did I put that? My bad. That's not the high. Previous high is where that's at. So previous all time high was at 43.81, 440. So we'll keep that. My bad. Okay, that's more accurate because we have a high right here. So I have it where it records the high. So it's not an indicator; it's something built into Trading View. So if you guys actually want to know where that is, just go to your settings and let me see trading. So it'll actually show the high and low. Let me see where it is. Yeah, so right here. So high and low. So you can turn this on. So it'll show that. Yeah. Yeah, so that's where it is. Where is it? Yeah, so high and low right here. So you can turn that on, value and line. So it just shows the previous high and low. Like when you even go on a lower time frame, it'll show you the high and low. So let's go down to like the daily just so we see things a little bit more clear. So again, we can see here, we can mark that up. I usually go to like the next wick. Same thing right here. So previous weekly low. And then of course here we can see we have some equal areas here. We got a low right here. So we got 41, 30, 50. It's a nice psychological number there. So we'll mark that. And then we do have another level right here as well. We got 4109, 555, like that. All right. So we got everything marked up here. We could even mark up another area here, which could be a nice supply zone as well. It's at 4235, 645, 650. So keep it clean just like that. So we can even mark this one up as well. So I typically trade on the 30-minute time frame. So of course we can go down to like the hour here. You can see for the most part where I mark everything up, it's literally aligning. So we have of course a demand zone right here. Prices tapped into this area more than once. And then, of course, price here is tapped into here more than once. Price is tapped into this supply area more than once. So these could be good areas of interest. So even though gold has been kind of consolidated on the lower time frame, if you do trade that, of course, you have different areas of opportunity. Obviously, buy and sell opportunities. So, but for me here, when I trade on the 30-minute, so same thing. I kind of look for market structure. So, of course, if I got here, I would have looked for a buy. I would have saw a slight pullback, but again, price didn't pull below here, so of course I still would have looked for buys, and then of course I would have been correct because price ended up pushing up, consolidating a little bit, pushed up even further, and then of course what goes up has to come down at some point. So, but it just literally came back to this same level. So, I mean, it's not like to the point where like you can predict it, but price has to come down and retest the previous level at some point. Because even if I were to drag this over, you can literally see it aligns. So see, price came up, pulled back right to the same area, came up, pulled back to the same area. We actually broke it, but we didn't break any further than that. Price pulled back up, what, to the same area. Tried to push down further again. Tried another attempt to keep pushing further. There weren't enough. There wasn't enough selling pressure to keep pushing price down. So what did price do? It pushed right back up. And then what was another attempt? Boom, pushed right back down. We ended up pushing back up again, or pushing down again to the same level. We ended up pushing through, and then we came up to this level, ended up pulling right back down. So there's just a lot of up and down, but it was creating higher highs and higher lows. So of course, if you were on the lower time frame, which was way over here, you actually would have made some some good buys. So because price pushed all the way up here, and then we consolidated pretty much. And then we pushed all the way up to here, and then we pushed all the way down, and then again just consolidated for the rest of the day. So again, price action is, it's easier to see on a higher time frame. To be honest, like if you were to see this, you're like, dang, that's a lot of chop. It's just up and down, up and down. Like again on the lower time frame, you can catch some of these moves up and down, but just you want to have A plus setups as much as possible. So, but again, going forward, just a recap: uh, US30 possible buys, um, gold possible buys. So that's what I see going forward into this week. Of course, if news ends up changing that, if we end up having a break of structure and price pushes down, then of course we're going to have some short-term sell-offs. But again, if the trend remains the same as it has been, the overall trend will be bullish because it has been bullish on both pairs here or both assets. So that's pretty much it for the breakdown, guys. I'm excited for this new week. I hope you guys are too. We got to get these profits, continue to keep compounding our account. If you guys want to follow me on my $200 account that we've been doing, this is going to be tomorrow will be day 9, so it'll be week three for us. So we want to continue to compound this account. Hopefully, we can get it to $1,000. That is the goal, and then just keep compounding it. So we'll see what the week holds. We're going to be smart, take our time, stick to our rules like we have been. We've been solid. I've literally had 8 days of following my rules. So I'm super excited about that. In the past, I would literally go like 2, 3 days. So discipline is key here. So I appreciate you guys for popping on. Again, follow me on my Instagram, Nikki_pips. That's where I post all my trades, as well as I do go live during the week on my YouTube channel here. If you follow me on my Instagram, I always tell you when I'm going to go live. I usually go 10 minutes before market open, or just come to my YouTube channel and see me here. Just look for the live video and just click on it, and come trade with me. Come trade with me live, or just watch me trade. So again, appreciate you guys. Let's have a profitable week, and God bless.